Okay. This time I'm taking it slow. It's gonna work better. Nice and slow. One click at a time. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, systems are stable. For now. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my god, I have so many. Okay. Oh my god, I have so many. This is good. By the way, this root code video... Oh, it disappeared. That's pretty good. They had a chat with the open router guy. This one. I've only listened to 30 minutes, but... Ooh, it's dropped though. But yeah, it's pretty good. My shit over here. I just turned left. It sounds like what he's saying. I just turned left. Alright, is the chat good? I think so. Hello world. I think there's something wrong with the YouTube though. Hold up. Amaros, what's up? I'm just setting up the chat here before we start. Let's see. Does this work? Yes. Okay. I think we're good. This green screen is not liking my hair. Good enough. Okay. Now we can group these and just start the stream. I wonder... There's no way to like close this, hey? I might just close these. Should still be fine. What's up, Inhale? Good to see y'all. What's up? Alright, what should we do first? I feel like we're gonna do a Discord review first, because there's been a lot of cool links that have come up. And you know, I want to show y'all the cool links, I guess. So here is my Discord. We're gonna make it really big. I wish you could like hide this as well. You can hide members. Doesn't really change much. All right, let's scroll. I think last time we left it on April 9th. So there's been about 9 days worth of links. Okay. I swear I put a link. I mean a... Okay, let's just start here. Optimus Alpha, Live API. Oh yeah, okay. Can I stop the music like this? Oh, I can. Awesome. Hello guys, welcome to the stream. If you haven't been here before, my name is AJ, my handle is TechFriend, and I primarily talk about software technologies in the new world of AI. And previously I'm a software engineer, so how can I utilize these technologies and not get left behind and actually be on the forefront, you know, because this is some of the most exciting tech that we've ever had, and it can really enable us to do amazing things if we utilize it. So if that sounds interesting to you, you've come to the right place, and we're going to go through the news that has happened in the last 9 days. On my Discord, we have a community of like-minded people who share these links that we find interesting and relevant in this links dump channel. And yeah, this is what I'm going to go through and talk about. Oh, speaking of a community, we have Technically Web Free, an OG in the community and a poster on TikTok who I follow. Great stuff on Web3. They've actually made a kind of web protocol all hosted on the chain. So there's no like individual servers hosting the websites. It's all done on particular chains. I'm not sure what chain it was, but yeah, what have they said? I didn't actually read their message. Tell me how I swiped to you and got the Discord notification at the same time. Yeah, it's all happening at once. That's how we work here. Thank you for the like, Technically Web3. Shout out to them. If you're into Web3 stuff, give them a look. Give them a check out. I don't know. Give them a follow. Something like that. Okay. So yeah, the first thing that we're gonna start off with is on the 10th of April, 8 days ago, Logan Kilpatrick, who's been kind of like the poster boy or the face of AI Studio and a lot of the public-facing Gemini stuff, has announced that the Live API is now ready for production use. This is super awesome, as if you guys have been following this channel before, I can show you the world. I've made I'm trying to build my own tech or my own software or my own SaaS on top of the real-time API of Gemini called Awaken Ambience. It's essentially meant to be yeah, it's mostly just Gemini real-time API. So it's like you can talk to Gemini, you can share your screen, you can share a video, and I'm trying to build some more features on top of it. Like, let me see. All right, I wasn't supposed to leak this, but I actually have app.awakenambience.com hosted. And I don't know if this will work. Let's see if I can load memories. I have to authorize. Authorize here. This is a very easily guessable admin credential, which I should change. But you know, that's what you get. The beauty of watching these streams. I leak API keys and admin access to this. No, it's not admin access, but yeah, so you can see I have memories. I don't think Gemini comes with memories like between sessions. I also have included this like wake word and sleep word. I'm not sure if they work, so I'm not going to test them out now, but this is like a really big feature that I wanted. Essentially, like one issue I have with a lot of these voice agents is they're constantly trying to reply to every single voice input you give them. And it's just like defeats the purpose if you have to go interact with it with your keyboard and mouse every time to turn it on and off. So having wake words and sleep words allows you through voice to control whether the agent listens or not. And yeah, other than that, it's pretty much just like that. So we can have a chat with Restream Chat here, maybe.
So you're thinking of using Restream Chat to interact with your audience.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific you'd like to know or do with Restream Chat?
It seems like what I shared is empty, but I think you guys get the idea.
It looks like you're sharing a blank Restream Chat window.
Yeah, we might actually work on this stream because I have a hackathon at AGI House this Saturday where it's all about Google AI tech. And yeah, I want to work on this. So we'll come back to this, but I think the main thing that I was trying to say is this API is now ready for production use. Before it was very rate limited, but now it's ready to go to production, which is amazing. It's not the cheapest, but that's kind of what you expect from a multimodal real-time stream. Not to be cheap. So yeah, that's that. That's my little rant there. Let's say hello to the people that have just joined. 7Mac, AK, Noah, to you McG, all of the OGs coming through. Dean Thornton, what's up guys? Thank you for joining. Let me know what bits of news technology that you're interested in, and maybe we can suit this stream to better be more enjoyable for you. Okay, so that was one thing. I'm super excited about like voice AI, multimodal AI. I think 90% of the AI wrappers you see today are just chat interfaces through typing, and there's no doubt that voice will be way more common as time progresses. But yeah, we're just getting that now, and this is one big step in that direction. Damn, Noah says they got rate limited by Superbase and almost banned because they hit 2 million requests in 4 hours. Was that like a DDoS attack, or how did that happen? I mean, that's a lot of requests. Okay, Lazy shared an MCP market, and then I shared a MCP marketplace for marketplaces. Yeah, there's a lot of these MCP marketplaces. There's even marketplaces for marketplaces. It's crazy. MCP is definitely taken off. Yeah, I think, you know, I mean, you don't have to listen to me. Everyone's shoving it down your throat. So we'll move on from that. This one's pretty cool. This is an OG tool. This is MetaGPT. MetaGPT was actually one of the first, like, what would you call it? Okay, I'd say it was the first like multi-agent framework to build software. We have some proof of that in my YouTube. Let's see if I can find it. MetaGPT. Trying MetaGPT update. Here, MetaGPT is your own company of AI agents. I made this video. How do we see when I made this video? I don't know how to see that. I guess August 3rd. I think it was August 3rd, 2023. Yeah, August 3rd, 2023. So almost 2 years ago. Framework, not to be confused. Check this out, MetaGPT, right? The multi-agent framework, not to be confused with Zuckerberg Meta, but it takes a one-line requirement as input and outputs user stories, competitive analysis, requirements, data structures, APIs, documents, etc. Kind of like the diagram they've shown of how it works under the hood. It makes all these different agents, like a QA agent, an engineer agent, project manager agent, architect agent. Well, I'm going to try just create like a CLI snake game. The boss has requested the creation of a command line interface snake game. Yeah, CLI snake game. Okay, great. Well, they have docs, competitive analysis PDF. Whoa. Data API design. Oh, that's sick. It gives you a whole entity relationship diagram of the classes. That's pretty cool. Sec flow. Whoa, main. Create snake. Create food. Create game, start game, loop, game loop. Dude, that's pretty cool. This gave me a whole diagram of how the system that it's, check this out, MetaGPT. Yeah, so, and yeah, that was like 2 years ago, and just like GPT Engineer 2 years ago, these were all CLI tools, and now MetaGPT is a web app that you can try without downloading anything, and if it's anything to go by, Lovable has made themselves a web app ages ago, and they're the fastest growing company in the world, so that's amazing. Yo, Lazy, what's up? Bella, good morning, good to see you. Thanks for coming through every day. Wait, are they older than AutoGPT? No, they're not older than AutoGPT. AutoGPT and like Baby AGI were like one of the first. Let me see if I can find. I made like a diagram. Agent history sheet. It was hard because one day I wanted to know like which one was first. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want to leak all my Google Sheets, but I'm just gonna search on Google Sheets here. History. Is this it? No, I can't find it. I did make a list, but anyway, TLDR. First was like AutoGPT, Baby AGI, Aider, and then like Open Interpreter, MetaGPT, and GPT Engineer. Oh man, hold on, I gotta find this sheet. GPT Engineer rebranded to Lovable. Yes, that's exactly right. Self-operating computer. Yeah, that's decently old, but not that old. AutoGPT and stuff like predate self-operating computer by a while. I really want to find this sheet now. So like it was hard to find the like exact launch date, so I went off like the open source ones. A lot of those early ones were open source, like first commit kind of date, which isn't very good either because it could mean that it was a completely different idea on the first commit, you know what I mean? It could have been a completely different idea, so let me see. See if I can find this. Find it. If I search here, because I think I made like a live about it too. Can't remember when it was. It was. It was maybe when Lovable first came out to public. No, I have no idea. November 25. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. From the results, like I honestly don't know if you're gonna get that much better results by having a team versus I'm not sure how Lovable does it under the hood. But the only like a QA agent would definitely help, I guess. I don't know. We need kind of like a SWE bench for front end. If that makes sense as well. Because it doesn't really make sense to like compare this and Lovable on a SWE bench. It's not exactly how they're made, but yeah. Yes, Agent GPT very early by reworked for sure. Maximus asks, are you using agents? Yeah, I use agents every day, particularly coding agents. WinVT, I'm making a website using OpenAI API, bro. It's so cool. Yes, man. Yeah, dude. LLM APIs, that's the way. Knowledge with Mab, what up, what up? Thanks for joining. Okay. Yeah, so TLDR, this one, multi-agent generator of software. Looks like maybe web apps. What's this? Code a video with remotion. This is what their editor looks like. You can see here their team leader. You can click on the leader, click on the engineer. Product manager is not used as an architect and data analysis. So it looks like there's only two people here for this project, the engineer and the leader. You click on the leader, you see the files, the resources. Click on the engineer, it's just a terminal. Pretty cool interface. Like I definitely want to see more innovation around like multi-agent interfaces. So yeah, it's really cool to see this. You can see they got super base integration here. And what does this button do? I guess as a deploy here eventually. I don't know, just confetti. Oh, you can change a model. Yeah. pretty cool stuff. I don't really care too much for this remotion preview. Looks like it's ready. Oh, they even deploy it for you. That's really nice. Wow, this is like a video editing software called Remotion. And it's ours now, so we can make it whatever we want. Let's see. Can we say like change the branding? Wait, is this working? Hold on, give me 1 sec. Change the branding to green and add a big title called Tech Friend. I wasn't, there we go. Oh, Mike's thinking. That's pretty funny how it says who's thinking. So the team leader is thinking. That's pretty funny. Yo, Rogan Paul, what's up? MGX, how is it? Honestly, it seems pretty cool. I think like because it's so new, a lot of these, yeah, see it's in beta. There's probably a lot of like small things that they need to polish, but I really like the idea. And the fact that they're persisting, like this MetaGPT team is persisting over like 2 years is really good. It means they're actually like dedicated to make something good. But it's also interesting how like, no, actually no. I was gonna say how little public awareness there is around MetaGPT. And that's probably because it was more of a CLI app for vibe coders, but a lot of the like actual beginner vibe coders are scared of CLI. So making it a web app is obviously gonna attract way more public attention, and I think they're actually starting to get some public motion now. All right, let's see this. This was supposed to be rebranded green with Tech Friend, but I don't see that at all. Okay. But yeah, I think you guys get the idea here. Anyway, let's not spend too much time on that. Lazy Ass, has anyone ever deployed from Windsurf? I always forget about it. I haven't used Windsurf since a long time, so yeah, me, not really. But yeah, I mean, they do have that one-click deploy button now, right? So it should be easy to deploy from it. Probably. What's up, Paul? Okay, that's that. Let's move on to the next thing. Gabber.dev we briefly looked at. For me to properly look at it, it'll require some more work, but essentially it's inference multimodal, so like voice as well, and video supposedly. The most effective AI voice models for $1 an hour. That's pretty cheap compared to, let's look at Gemini. It's $2 to even $8. Yeah, it's $8 per million tokens output. Would you reach 1 million tokens in an hour? I think so. I don't know. It depends. Yeah. Actually, probably not. Depends like how much context you're feeding it. But generally, for most conversations, probably not. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to compare that. But I think Gabber is, you can combine different voice models, different LLMs, and it's like speech to text to LLM to text to speech, which is like pretty good. Whereas Gemini is speech to speech or speech and video to speech. So there's like a lot of benefit and disadvantages to that. The biggest disadvantage being like if you have an actual LLM that is with the text, these ones are so much smarter than the speech to speech models at the moment. But like there's still a lot of advantage in speech to speech models. It's a lot faster. You don't have to generate, convert, all that stuff. And it's speech to speech also can pick up on like the nuances in the audio, whereas once you transcribe the text, the audio to text, you kind of miss a lot of the like tonality, stuff like that. And also like speech to speech can give back the tonality and stuff like that. So yeah, Those are just a few things to consider. Okay, so I think Paul said that they've deployed on Windsurf and it was pretty easy. Yeah. Hold on, let me do one more thing here. Okay, there we go. Rogan Paul says, are there Supabase settings to see live updates to tables without refreshing the URL? I'm still pretty much a Supabase noob, so I'm not sure, but that seems like a very common use case. So there's probably some way to do that. Paul says, do you know any other voice models outside Gabber? I don't think Gabber is an actual voice model. It's like a framework that you can use, different models, that allows speech voice with any model backend. Advanced voice on 4.0 mini is driving me nuts. Yeah, okay, so Paul, there's hold on. There's a few. You're gonna be ready? You're gonna have to replay the VOD here. Millis.ai, I think is good. They let you pick, I think, like any model you want. It's also a framework. Vapi AI, same as Millis. And then Gabber. They're all the same. These are all like kind of frameworks to, you know, choose different models to do voice. Gabber.dev, sorry, not Gabber.ai. So yeah, once again, those three: Millis.ai, MILLIS.ai, Vapi.ai, VAPI.ai, and Gabber.dev. Bless me. Okay. Have I used Aptainer before? I have not. What's Aptainer? You're welcome, Rogan. Okay, that was Gabber. What's this? Amazon has their own image and video generation models. I don't think they're that good, so we're not going to cover them. Agent TARS. This is pretty cool. So I think this is by ByteDance, and it's an operating system controlling agent, which is just like, this is the holy grail of agents, ones that can control your operating system. I haven't seen anyone use it. I'm very curious though. Let's try find someone that uses it. This is UI TARS, which is different from agent TARS, I think. Yeah, UI TARS is like the older one. No one's done an agent TARS video? Let's go in the past month. No one's done an agent TARS video. Except Kai. Dude, I could be the first agent TARS person.
So there is a tool which is called as an agent task. So this agent task is open source.
He's not using it. Is he using it? Nope. All right. I might be the first person to use agent TARS. Let's give it a go. Get started. Download. You can just, I think they got a native Mac app you can download. Let's see. Oh, they even have an XZ. So some guy was actually asking me if it's going to be available on Windows on the Discord, and looks like they just released that. So let me tell him. Who was it? It was AXGT. Looks like Agent TARS is on Windows now. And I'm about to be the first YouTuber to try it live. All right, let's be the first YouTuber. Download. Did I already download it? No. Okay, it's downloading. Appreciate you, Paul. Whiskey, appreciate the follow. How are you doing? Are you into AI software? Tensor or the burrito. I remembered. You don't have to say it this time. The burrito. I remember that image. You should pick the same image across channels so I know when it's you. All right, we're about to be the first YouTuber to try Agent Tars on YouTube Live. Oh, Noah. Yes, the Ilya one. That's my favorite one as well. Ilya Suskever picture. Which one is it? Oh, this one's also a good one. Wait, where is it? This one. Is that real? Looks fake. These look fake. Is that? Yeah, created with Midjourney. I thought so. Yo, pick in the chat 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which Ilya would you pick? I think 2 looks the friendliest, but 4 gives me like super intelligent vibes. Like number 4 is like Einstein vibes. Like they would go, yeah, 4 from Rogan, 4 from Paul, 4 from Desert. Yeah, everyone's saying 4. Yeah, 4 is like Einstein. Hey, 3 is like kind of scary. 1 is too serious. I like 2. 2's cute, friendly. But yeah, 4 is like this guy, you know, he's special. You know, he's about to like unlock artificial super intelligence in a safe way. All right, we're installing UI tars. Oh, it's still called UI tars here. Okay. All right, ready to give AI control of the world. We're about to. Yo, S-Bro asks, what do you recommend for text to video? I've been using AI Studio with VO. I think you get like 3 or 4 of these for free a day. So what should we generate here? A mad scientist creating Frankenstein robot. I think you get like 3 of these a day for free. Otherwise, like I'd recommend trying things like there's Krea.ai and nim.video. I think there's probably a few more, but if you subscribe to one of these services, you actually get multiple models in one. It's probably going to be more expensive though, but it's pretty cool. So like text to, where's text to video? Text to video. See, we actually have Kling, WAN, LTX, Pika, Minimax. So you could like start with one of these services that combine all of these models, and then if you find a model you really like, you can just, you know, unsubscribe from the aggregator and pay for only the one model, and that might be cheaper. But like, yeah, Nim and Krea, I think they both include some free credits, so like you can like play around in those to see what you like. And then yeah, like VO2 for free. Look, we just created that. It's super fast too. Look at that image. Einstein with a Frankenstein robot. Or a mad scientist with a Frankenstein robot. A whole 8 seconds created from text in, I don't know, that took less than a minute. I just think AI Studio is super underrated and amazing. Yeah. Okay, we got UI tars here. Hold up. I might have to restart it. Yeah, quit and reopen. Just need to enable all the permissions so I can access my whole computer and hopefully not break everything. But yeah, we're here. Yep. Ilya raised 32 bill for a reason. Abacus, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's actually another one. Lazy loves this website. Chat LLM by Abacus. I don't think I'm subscribed anymore. But yeah, chatllm.abacus.ai. They're also an aggregator of not just text to video, but like a lot of things, like just all the models for text, all the models text to video. They do a whole bunch of shit. Yeah. Thanks, Lazy. I forgot about that one. Tensor says, personally, I like wasting money on multiple AI subscriptions. You are a man of taste, Burrito. How to ear a couple of dollars, close bracket, close bracket, close bracket, question mark. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a difficult question. Bijan Bowen did UI TARS a couple of months ago. Yeah, so that was UI TARS. This is supposedly Agent TARS, the full app, whereas UI TARS was just the. Actually, I don't know. This is the native app. This version is the version that normies can install without having to build from source. I think there's the difference. Anyway, it's still called UI TARS, but I'm calling it Agent TARS. Oh, you can edit images in Chat LLM. Pretty sick. What kind of software dev are you? I'd say these days I'm pretty generalist, though most of my experience was in full stack web development. Do I know Go, the language? I know of it, but I've never written any Go. Since I was paying for OpenAI, Gemini Advanced, Cursor, Windsurf, and Claude Code. Super user right here. Okay, what should we get Agent TARS to do? Let's look at the settings. English, hugging face. Oh, we need to provide. Looks like we need to provide a API key and stuff. And it's not very normy of them. Let's just see if it responds. No. UI TARS is requesting to bypass the system private window picker and directly access your screen and audio. Yes, full permissions for UI TARS here. Okay, this is weird. Only two options here. We have VLLM or Hugging Face VLLM. Interesting. So yeah, it's not very normy of them. There's normally a reason why people haven't tried stuff on YouTube yet, and we're learning why. Let's see if we can see what they say about installation. Quick start. Okay, they're installing it. Okay, we've done that. Get model and run. Oh, so we need to deploy the Hugging Face model. And then configure our stuff. Why does their UI look so different to mine? Theirs looks so much better. Computer use, browser use. Wait, is this a different repository? No, this is the same one, right? 1.0 alpha 8. No, this is different. What the fuck? Oh, I got 0.9. Man, I'm gonna have to reinstall. We don't have the latest version. How did I make that mistake? I don't know. All right, give us another 200. Actually, we need to. Oh, they have MCP servers now. That's pretty sick. All right, give us some time to install that. Sirda, thanks for the rose. Is this like Open Interpreter 2025? Yeah, similar. Or like Goose. Honestly, like I'm more bullish on Goose. Is this the right Goose? No, this isn't even the right Goose. I'm more bullish on Goose than I guess it is this. Than UI TARS, to be honest. But I still want to test UI TARS.
Meet Codename Goose, your on-machine open-source AI agent, built to automate your tasks.
Get clarted, what's
Codename
up?
Goose is an intelligent and autonomous agent capable of handling complex tasks thanks to its core features. Connect with apps and tools you already use with extensions. Built on the Model Context Protocol, you can connect to extensions like GitHub, integrate JetBrains IDEs, access.
Yeah, I think Goose has an amazing team, and I think they're going to do really well. And obviously the open source community behind Goose is really good. What's this channel? I haven't seen this channel before. This is a really nice thumbnail. Shout out to Sweet Dev. This is a new AI coding guy. Or girl. Or them. I give them a follow. Give them a love to see some Aider content. Subscribed. Let's give a quick skim of their content. Claudius, am I testing OS operators? That wasn't the original idea, but I am going to be testing Agent TARS if I can get it running in less than 20 minutes pretty soon. Emilio, thanks for the like. Oh, this is sick, dude. I need this kind of production quality on my videos.
By default, just use by them to pick the
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Naked 8.
My shit's so bad, but I want to work it better. Like my last two videos, they just ain't it. First of all, the thumbnails are dumb. Secondly, like there's just so much empty space here. That's pretty. And the reason that is because I was streaming vertically. But I've learned my lesson. Now we got the whole full screen here, so it'll make for better YouTube videos. Still learning. Every day we learn. Okay. We got the new Agent TARS. Let's install this. Okay, this is actually called Agent TARS. This is what we want. This isn't UI TARS. This is Agent TARS. Previously we were using UI TARS. That's old. That's 0.9. We want 1.0. My face when it still says UI TARS. Oh, this looks much better. Yes, it's Agent TARS. Let's go. And they have dark mode. Okay. That's what we want to see. I just have to enable all like the system preferences here. Agent TARS. Is that it? There should be more. Is there a way to check? Oh, AI models. Nice. Okay, now we can actually use stuff that isn't just freaking VLLM. So, DeepSeek. Okay, so they say Claude is the best to use, which makes sense. But DeepSeek is definitely the cheapest to use. Now, I had an issue trying to get my DeepSeek API key before. I'm gonna try get it right now. So give me a moment. And if I can't get it, we'll use something else. But if we can use I'm such a cheapskate when it comes to models. I just think Claude is super expensive. Like it's no doubt really good, but it's just super. Okay, I'm able to get my DeepSeek API here. API key, let me just copy that. Hopefully it's not plain text. We're about to find out. Nice. Not plain text. I love it when they do that. Test model provider. That's pretty cool. You can test it before trying to run the app to see if it actually works. Nice. Okay, almost. I mean, it returned, but it didn't answer the question. I don't know. We'll test it. So we're running agent TARS with DeepSeek v3. I don't know. Does it still use UI TARS for the like UI detection? I'm not sure. Nick, thanks for the like. Tensor says try it with O3. O3 is the best for agentic stuff. No doubt, but it's probably... Is O3 more expensive than Claude? I think it would be. Let's check that. Let's check that right here. Let's see. Claude is 6. How do you scroll horizontally without... Like if your mouse... I just got a new ergonomic mouse. It's one of those ones. It's like sideways. It feels really good, but this is like a cheap Amazon one. I had to buy freaking AAA batteries for, which was super annoying. And now I don't know how to scroll like horizontal. Does anyone know how to do that? Anyway, $6 for Claude 3.7, 3.5. I think it's the same price. O3, $17. Yeah, that's more than double, almost triple. So yeah, I definitely don't want to spend that much just for playing around. Saroj, thanks for the like. Hold down the middle. Oh, lazy with a pro tip. That's actually, I think that'll work. Let me try that. Oh my god. Okay, so lazy said hold down the middle button. Oh, why doesn't that work? I think that's only a Windows thing actually. How do I scroll horizontally on a Mac without a magic mouse, like with a normal mouse scroll wheel? Holding shift while scrolling. Aha, okay, that's how you do it. Hold shift and scroll. I did not know that. Actually, I kind of thought that it'd be something, because that's what it is on like certain apps like Premiere and shit. Okay, figure that out. Pro tip, if you're on Mac and you want to scroll horizontally on a non-magic mouse, hold shift and scroll. You're not on Windows. Well, Linux, I guess, also. Yeah, Nick also suggested that. Yeah, that didn't, this didn't work for me for some reason. I don't know, but holding shift and scrolling works. Okay. Burrito reckons O4 Mini and O3 clear perplexity by far when they're using it with the internet search. Is that in ChatGPT? Yeah. What about Gemini deep research? That one like seems to get way more sources than all the other ones. Okay. I think let's try do some OS controlling stuff now, shall we? Expand sidebar. Let's see if there's any other settings we could have done. Search. Oh, we can choose a different search provider. Local browser search. Yeah, we'll just leave it on that. That way we don't have to pay for any APIs. File system, MCP servers. This is really cool. We could have like some really cool memory shit going on with MCP servers, but we don't need any of that. So let's just give it a go. Let's just do a very basic test here. Go to the YouTube page for TechFriend and write a comment under the latest video. Let's see. Let's see if it can do that. It's thinking. Welcome. I'm here to... Okay. Straight away? That's not good. I think DeepSeek might be too dumb for this. Okay, it's planning. Planning 3 steps. Okay. Oh, damn. It's using... So it's using a headless browser. So we won't have the authentication session. So I don't think it's able to actually comment on videos and stuff because it won't be logged in. And also that's not my latest video, but it looks like it's web search for a video. Wow, okay, it's using browser use, I think. Maybe. Is that UITars or browser? Looks like they've ditched UITars and they're just using browser use. Maybe browser use uses UITars. I don't know. Still very cool. This is essentially Manus, guys. You guys have Manus here. With the right MCP tools, this agent tars is a free Manus. This is great. And I'm just using DeepSeek v3, so this will be cents. This will be so cheap. So depending on your usage, it could be, yeah, super cheap compared to Manus. How much is Manus? I think it's only like $20 a month. That's pretty good. Or is it 50? Nick asked, did you finish Clickless Cage? No, I stopped working on it a while ago. Unfortunately. Yeah, okay, so this isn't logged in. Well, that's really cool. Looks like it has a really powerful web navigation. I just wish it kept my session. Tensor says Manus is more scalable. I think you can run multiple sessions. That's a very good point. There's like two reasons why Manus is better. One is it all runs in a VM, so it's completely secure, whereas this agent tars is running on my local computer. Who knows what kind of security issues that could enable. And then the second one, yeah, it's all on the cloud Manus, so you could have multiple VMs doing multiple things in parallel, which would be awesome. But yeah, okay. So that was a pretty good first thing from agent tars. I'm going to stop it there. Let's start a new session here. So that was web browsing. Let's see if we can do operating system controlling. Can you open VS Code? Let's see if we can open VS Code. "30 seconds to explain MCP." I just posted a short where the creators of MCP define MCP. If I could explain it in one sentence, it's like there's an API protocol, if you know about APIs or HTTP. That is how we connect software at the moment. MCP kind of wraps APIs. It doesn't have to be an API, but it kind of gives a layer and a protocol, a standardization to make it really easy to plug and play different APIs specifically for agents, specifically for AI applications. That's a very simple explanation of it. But yeah, watch my latest TikTok, Apple user, if you want to see like the actual definition from the creators. Manus is $40 a month or $200 a month. Okay, they have different plans. What about GenSpark? I think it's cheaper than Manus. Yeah, great question. Yeah, I've heard really great things about GenSpark as well. But just because Manus did so well in its marketing, it's just more popular. But yeah, GenSpark is probably just as good, if not better. Yo, Anis, it's good to see you, man. Is that a new account? Okay, so what happened here? I said, can we run VS Code? It tried to open it in the terminal. I'm not sure what terminal this is, but it seems like which code failed. I definitely do have that code thing available on my VS Code. I really wanted to see, I don't think this one can do operating system controlling stuff. Can you control my operating system just like open Notepad or something by clicking through the user interface? I don't think it's able to do it. I can't control your operating system. Okay. There's a possibility that DeepSeek thinks it can't, whereas agent tars actually can. but in reality, I'm pretty sure it looks like it's just web browsing, web search, terminal use. There's no operating system use. Yo, is there an operating system MCP? Bro, that would be actually the fucking amazing MCP. Let's have a good search for that. Okay, let's stop this. OS use MCP. What's your guys' favorite? Let's just try Smithery. Favorite MCP marketplace. Operating system. File system, file system. There's no operating system MCP. OS use. Yeah, interesting. I mean, it's a hard problem people have been working on for ages. Okay, that was my quick usage of Agent TARS. It looks really good. I'm pretty impressed. For an open source Manus clone, I think it's pretty decent. I was hoping it had operating system use, but it looks like it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it does. Oh, it has a remote mode. Yeah, I don't think it has operating system use. Okay, cool. First YouTuber to try Agent TARS. Tick. So many projects, but are people actually using these agents in production? That's a great question. I think these like generalist agents, not so much, or maybe like for one thing or two, but like there's definitely agents in production, but they're very like specifically tailored, I think. At least the ones that like do a lot. But yeah, Open Interpreter can probably do all this. Yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty bearish on Open Interpreter. It seems like they haven't done any. Killian's just disappeared. They were like, yeah, we're gonna release 1.0, but I don't know, the Discord's dying, all the team's been let off, no commits in 4 months. Wait, that's the main branch though. Let's have a look at the dev branch. No commits in 3 weeks. No commits by Killian since January. Yeah, it's just pretty bearish, unfortunately. Open Interpreter 1.0 is almost here as of 4 months ago. That was a lie. I mean, it's hard. I wonder if they just got demotivated or they could be doing something else. Honestly, like, now that this is happening, I can give like one of my issues with how Open Interpreter started so great. Open source, computer use, code execution. It was amazing. I was so hype. And then they got distracted with this hardware 01 thing, or did they call it 01? 01 Lite, yeah. And they developed 01 not in public. That was like a big red flag for me. They kind of internally were developing 01. And the community, it's supposed to be an open source public thing. We didn't know that was, and then suddenly they're like, oh, we have this hardware now. And personally, I was like, I don't really care too much about the hardware. This could be an app. The app was really cool. It was bare bones, but they weren't giving much attention on the app. And then months later, they're like, oh yeah, this should have been an app. And it just, like, I think since the 01 launch, it just, or even since the 01 stuff, it just started falling apart, man. It's a bit sad to see, but you know, it's just the nature of startups. Goose has built-in computer use, yes. You know, we should try Goose. Actually, I might leave it for another stream. I did Agent TARS because that seems like a gap in the market, in the YouTube. Whereas Codename Goose, I guess they're gonna call it Codename Goose. Is there a gap here? OS use. I think there'd be a lot of usage. Oh, this is also 2 months ago. Ooh.
In the desktop, I just think it looks more visually appealing for me. But
Yeah, there's a lot of
Class.
there's a lot of Goose content out there. It failed all your tests. Wait, open interpreter? Or well, that was like when I was testing those agents back then, everything was failing. I definitely want to go back. I want to re-alive this sheet. I've kind of hidden this sheet. This sheet, like people love this sheet. First off, we had the coding tools rubric, which I just couldn't keep up, so I kind of just left it. We can start a new thing and just compare, because there's features we can compare, and also there's probably like certain tests I can do. And then yeah, where were the agents? Yeah, agents also. Look at all these agents here and ways we could compare them with use cases. Yeah, so use cases. This was like really hard to test, but like there's no doubt we can do web scraping now. This was like, I was like, okay, if they can't do web scraping, they're not going to be able to do shit. So I kind of gave up. But yeah, this was ages ago. When did we last touch this? Oh, this will give me the changes for the whole sheet. But yeah, like over a year. Well, like, yeah, ages. Anyway. Variation OI from ex-employees, yeah. Top 2 favorite alternatives for Open Interpreter. Goose. Lazy says Open 0. Oh, sorry, Agent 0. I haven't properly tested Agent 0. Goose, Agent 0. Honestly, any agent with MCP use. So Cursor, Windsurf, Augment. These days with MCP, you could probably do everything that Open Interpreter does. So they're all becoming just as capable as each other. So we need to find like what is the thing that makes one better than the other. And for me, a big thing is the community and how actively this stuff is getting shipped. So Klein, Rue Code, they're 2 really good MCP clients. Although, one issue I don't like this and Augment and any other VS Code extension is VS Code is heavy. This Electron app, all these extensions, heavy. Sometimes you just want something really lightweight to do all this MCP stuff. I haven't tested how heavy Goose is, but I assume it'd be, it's probably Electron as well, but you don't like, yeah, load all the extensions. Goose, just one of those bare bones MCP CLIs with voice. That's what we're aiming for. I think in the next 3 months, we'll have a really amazing MCP lightweight client with voice chat. I'm gonna make it. I have a hackathon in 3 weeks, and that's what I want to make. Anyway, that was a nice rant. I like to rant, so thanks for feeling that rant. Tentacle Pink, what's up? It ruined it. Yeah, sad to see, honestly. Jack Dorsey, yo, Agentify, what's up? Try Goose. Yeah, later. Re-alive it. What were we talking about then? Open Interpreter? Did I see new Gemini AI glasses? What? Oh shit, it's happening. Okay, it's definitely not out. They've teased it a while ago, but
So Google's working on a new pair of smart glasses, and no, we're not talking about some chunky headset or a reboot of Google Glass. At first glance, you might not even notice anything special, and that's kind of the point. these smart glasses, they look just like a regular pair of specs.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll see when they come out. I mean, they've been teasing that for a while, I think. Have I tried O3 for coding? I have not. It's just expensive. I've been just like using whatever's free and cheap. Oh, speech MCP for Goose. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like all of these features are just going to be MCPs. And then you just need a lightweight client that's reliable. And then you can have speech, you can have video, you can have operating system use, you can have browser use, you can have everything just through MCP. The doc sheet. Oh yes, thanks for the reminder, Paul. Yes, I will. Let me add that on my to-do list somewhere before I forget. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Okay, those agent tars were Electron apps too. Dude, everything is an Electron app this time. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Just gonna add this thing to my backlog before I forget. Oh my God. Okay. Not those. Oh, it's another AI glasses demo. Okay. Gemini glasses demo. This one?
These ordinary looking glasses are packed full of technology. They're also displaying my speaker notes for me as well.
I'm gonna launch Gemini, write a haiku for what I'm seeing right now.
Faces all aglow, eager minds await the words.
Let's actually step it up a notch with something we call memory.
Did you happen to catch the title of the white book that was on the shelf behind me?
The white book is Atomic Habits by James Clear.
This is giving me goosebumps, guys. It's just gonna happen this next year. Oh my God, it's so exciting.
That is absolutely right. So let's try something harder. I keep losing my hotel key card. Do you know where I last left the card?
The hotel key card is to the right of the music record.
Great.
Let's see some more.
Yo, Ray Fernando, what's up? You're in Porto. Thanks for dropping by, man.
What does this diagram mean? It looks complex.
This diagram is labeled the habit line and illustrates the process of habit formation. It shows how automaticity increases with repetitions.
That's crazy. GT asks, does OpenAI ban you if you use a chat interface to get around the API since chat is unlimited? No, so if you're manually using the chat interface, you can use it unlimited. You can copy and paste it as if it was an API. There's like tools like Aider that have like a special mode that you can do that. But if you're automating the front end or using it as a proxy through code without you manually clicking and pasting and typing whatever, that's against the term of services and they can ban you for that.
Until a habit is formed.
Now, imagine being able to communicate and understand any language.
Agentify asked if there's any MCP tool with browser use. Yeah, so there is a browser use server, and you can use that with any MCP client.
Can you translate this to English for me?
The sign states private property, no trespassing.
Okay, let's prove this is a live demo. Does anyone in the audience have a suggestion for a different language to translate to? Farsi.
Can you translate this sign to Farsi
I
for
speak
us?
Farsi.
املاک خصوصی تجاوز نکنید.
All right, now let's see how the AI can connect the physical world with your digital content and take action.
Gemini.
That's super cool. Thank you, Ray. Processing your whole life into an LLM, how far back can it go? Yeah, with Gemini, 2 million tokens, which from my testing of uploading videos, that's at least an hour of video. And if there's some smarts into knowing what to store as a memory and what not to store, Yeah, it'd be super cool. Eric, thanks for the like. Clardados ban you for what? And this is in relation to the ChatGPT question here. Let me see. Can you use the interface as an API? Yeah. So if you automate using the interface with like, automation tools, that's bannable. That's against their term of service. But you can use the interface as an API if you're manually copy and pasting input and output from the interface to other tools. Nikos, do you have smart glasses X-Real? Are they good? So the X-Real glasses I have, yeah, they're pretty good for what's available on the market, but they're just displays. They just like work as like an external monitor, but instead of a monitor, it's like a screen in your glasses. They don't have any smarts. You can't. I mean, you could run an app on your phone. You could run Gemini on your phone and see it on your glasses, but there's no camera. That's one thing. But yeah, it's just pretty much like a screen only, and it's only 1080p, which is fine for the cases they're showing, but I use it for like watching videos and stuff. It's processing images and turning that into a vector DB probe. Oh, very cool. Which client app could I use with multiple custom MCP already loaded? Oh, that's a good question. I'm actually not familiar with any app that already comes with MCPs loaded, but Cline, C-L-I-N-E, they have an MCP installer with like one-click installs within Cline. So that would probably be the best from what I've seen for MCP integration CLIs. Now, I'm sure there's a lot more. I think Lazy has linked a bunch in Discord, but I haven't tried out any of the other ones. Yo, I'm not sure what this question's in relation to, user. I'm sorry. How can I use the API for tasks to run them on ChatGPT? I'm not sure. Yo, Ray joined on TikTok. Does Rue? I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Rue's MCP looks very similar, so they might have just pulled in the client changes and have that as well, but I'm not sure. I hope Nick's replying to Ted here, because I'm not sure. If you guess how is Google doing it with these AR glasses, what does the backend look like? Oh, I mean, you could do this same stuff with AI Studio. It's literally just their real-time API here. Look, check this out. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. How was your day?
I'm glad to hear that you are doing well. As for me, I do not experience days like humans do. How is your day going so far?
Yeah, I was holding up a can before, but I forgot what the can was. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. You were holding a can of LaCroix sparkling water.
There you go. See? I mean, from what they showed, you could have just done that all here. Obviously, the hotel key card could have been conversations from ages ago, but you see, this is only 5 seconds of input. So in terms of tokens, I don't think we've even hit 10,000 tokens. I hope that explains. Yeah, as the chat said previously, they could store these videos in like a vector database and have like, more efficient ways to store memories and recall them that isn't just straight up in the context chat conversation history. Who knows how they do it. Yo, we got some Ray Fernando fans in the chat. Shout out Paul Jaws, shout out Ray Fernando. Just wondering if you can use an IDE in those glasses. Yeah, I've tried. Again, it's 1080p, so I mean, actually, my monitors right now are 1080p. It's okay. It's close 1080p. It's like if you had a 1080p and you projected it to 104 inches. It's just, for me, it's not enough definition. But yeah, it's definitely possible. What's my take on diffusion text? Yeah, I haven't read the paper, but it seems like there's definitely a lot of positive advantages that the diffusion text models have over the transformer models. At the moment, they're all dumber than the state-of-the-art transformer models, but it seems like they're getting smarter. And like, I think speed is one of the things, the advantages. And I can't remember the other advantages, something about the attention mechanism and stuff. But yeah, I think there's definitely room where the diffusion models have like a niche that, you know, they'll do well in. New baby cursor? What's a new baby cursor? All right, let's continue watching this.
And why don't you
For people that have just joined, this is the demo of the Gemini AR glasses by Google.
play us a track from this record?
Sure, here's Bad Dreams by Teddy Swims.
Perfect. Let's do one last demo I know you're keen to give.
Navigate me to a park nearby with views of the ocean.
Okay, I am starting navigation to Lighthouse Park.
Oh,
which
that's
has
pretty sick.
magnificent views of the Pacific Ocean.
That's crazy.
Honestly, with these directions and a 3D map, I should be all set, and hopefully I won't look like a tourist. Thank you all.
Thank you.
The resolution looks poor, that's why I didn't buy the Ray-Bans. I actually think the Ray-Bans video resolution is really good. Obviously not as good as a smartphone, but like, it's like there's so much more that comes into making videos look good than the resolution. There's like field of view, there's like depth kind of thing, HDR, and honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the cameras on the Ray-Bans. I have them at home. AJ, thanks for the like. Okay, so yeah, that was a bit of a sidetrack thing. How long have we been streaming for? An hour. I want to get through these links, Discord links. Where were we up to? We did Agent TARS. Here, okay. This was, I didn't really understand this. So someone actually got Gemini to render these beautiful 3D scenes. Not sure how they work.
Thankfully, we go underwater, and as you can see, we even have, and all that was done by Gemini with the context of those.
Let's read the text. Visuworld text prompt to Google's Gemini API, which generates GLSL code to represent just about anything you can articulate out loud. So this is pretty cool. Like, we've seen all those people generate those 3JS scenes, and that's limited by what 3JS can do. What is GSL? Is that some kind of graphics? Oh, it's the OpenGL shading language. Okay, so that kind of, you probably do that in 3JS too, like add the shading language in 3JS. I'm not too sure, but yeah, super impressive. You can see in this demo, they say like make some underwater waves, and just look at the shading in that on the waves here. We're getting more towards that like Unreal Engine level of vibe coding. And yeah, there's now like Unity MCPs, Unreal Engine MCPs, no doubt. Yeah, super cool stuff. Git diagram. I think I've talked about this before, but if you guys remember like Git ingest and stuff, how I manually kind of gave that to Gemini, you can kind of do it all in one go now with Git diagram. You just take a GitHub URL, and instead of hub, you write diagram, and it will generate the diagram for you of the whole repository, like different, you know, we got the testing suite, we got the web interface, we got the core. This is for my 100x orchestrator project here. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Shout out Git Diagram. I think I follow the creator is also on YouTube. I mean, TikTok. Let me see if I can find them. It's open source as well, which is great. So you can, you know, run it locally if you want. Ahmed Khalil. Can I go to their page? Here we go. Do they have their TikTok? They don't. They have their X. Okay, I'm following them on X. They're on X, maybe not TikTok. But yeah, shout out to them. Looks like their project is booming. So congrats. Make cool software. Get cool attention. Good night, Apple. Do I have a full-time job or is content creation full-time? Neither. I do content creation, probably takes up most of my time. It's something I'm really interested in. I still do like freelance software dev to kind of, you know, be able to afford rent in SF. You can create cool astronomy stuff. Oh yeah, with GSL. What hackathon do you have in a few weeks? Yeah, it's actually, I think it's this one. I posted it in Discord in the hackathons channel. This one, MCP hackathon, AWS edition. I think this is by Creators Corner. 50K in prizes. Amazing. Unleash your creativity, multimodal AI agent with MCP stuff. Super excited. If you guys are in SF, I'd love to meet up. Oh, guys, by the way, I've been thinking of doing like a, I just flashed that Mercor thing, but I'm not affiliated. I just got a free shirt. I've been thinking of doing like a tech friend meetup in SF. If I can get at least like 4 people, that'd be sick. The first tech friend meetup, and then we could make it like annual or something. But yeah, I mean, if you're in the community and you're in SF, this is somewhere I'll be in a few weeks. When is it? May 2nd. Hope to see you there. What were we doing before this? I think I was just reading chat, no? No, it's probably on Discord. Oh yeah. Yeah. Any copy coder alternative? I think repo prompt. Honestly, I haven't used repo prompt, copy coder, or repo mix. These are 3 things which I think are the same, but I haven't used any of them, so I'm not sure. Does Git diagram work on large repos? Great question. Not sure. Probably. Have I tried Spawn? No, I didn't. Yeah, so many things to do. Yes, Ray, I hope to see you. Yes, we could combine. We could combine community meetups. I'm actually down to do that. We could actually find some other creators too that we're in contact with in here. Like I was talking to Leon Silicon as well. He has an even bigger following than me, though his content is different. So I don't know. It'd be interesting if we can combine all those. Yes, LA is still on the list. I've just been doing so much stuff. What framework am I going to use for the hackathon? Great question. I'm not sure. Honestly, like generally I avoid frameworks when I can. And I've been building as much from scratch as possible. May Day 5th, 1st of May for the meetup. I mean, that works for me, but we might need, I mean, if you want to lock it in, we can lock it in. I think that works. I mean, that's like only, yeah, 2 weeks is a good time. Give a couple weeks notice for the meetup. I'll try to make it. Does May the 1st work for you, Paul? That could be good. Okay. Context 7 is next up on the list of things to look at. So this is my Upstash, which I think I've definitely heard of before. I think this is this an MCP server? No. But yeah, there's a few of these kind of, what would you call them? Like context management for agents memory management, like mem0 type things. I haven't tried any of them, but it's a very needed thing. Okay, it does work with MCP servers, e.g. cursor. I assume they meant clients here. Let's see. Let's see if I can become a contributor, dude. I'm gonna make a one-word PR here. Clients. Cursor and Windsurf are MCP clients. Officially, potentially a contributor to Context 7. That's a life hack there. One word pull requests. How can they say no to that? And then you become a contributor. Hey Bella, no problem. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, Context 7. What's next? OpenAI released a prompting guide for the new 4.1 model. Let's have a quick look. Let's see if there's anything different from, the general prompting stuff we have. Oh man, this is... Many practices still apply, such as providing context examples, making specific and clear. However, we expect getting the most out of this model will require some prompt migration. GPT 4.1 is trained to follow instructions more closely and more literally, which tended to more liberally infer intent. Okay, that's the old ones. This also means, however, it's highly steerable. Model behavior 0 to 6. Yeah, a single sentence firmly and unequivocally clarifying your desired behavior is almost always sufficient. That's great. I don't know if you guys remember the old models. I don't know if it's like the pink elephant problem, but sometimes, you'd have this behavior from a model, and a lot of the times you could prompt it out. You could be like, do not use semicolons, for example. But the older models, sometimes, maybe not in that example, but sometimes you couldn't prompt out behavior like that. And it seems like GPT 4.1 is going to be good at following instructions closely with just like a single sentence being like, do not use semicolons ever, and it won't use semicolons ever, hopefully. Using 3 key types of reminders in all agentic prompts. Okay, persistence. You're an agent. Please keep going until the user's query is completely resolved. Okay. So reminding 4.1 to, be persistent and keep going until you reach the win state or end goal. Tool calling. If you're not sure about file content or code-based structure, use the tool call. So really specify what tools are available and when they should use it. Planning optional, you must plan. Okay, so yeah, prompting to plan. This is really good. It seems like it's really good at instruction following. And yeah, this is a really big document with a lot of examples. So we won't go too deep into it. Let's maybe some general advice. Prompt structure. Role objective, instructions, categories, reasoning, output, example. It's pretty similar. Delimiters, XML works well, it seems. JSON also seems to work. It's good at applying diffs. Awesome. Yeah, this is all really great stuff. If you guys want to read it, just search OpenAI Cookbook 4.1. Yeah, and that should come up as the first result. Timur, hello. Try uploading an image to O3 and see if you can guess the location. Yeah, I've seen that on X. A lot of people are saying O3's like image reasoning is really good. They're able to like get the exact location that a picture is taken and stuff like that. I don't want to waste my ChatGPT image generation or image upload, or I don't know if there's a limit on that. Like I'm still on the GPT free, the free tier, so I only get like 3 images a day. So yeah. Tempagger says he told me you only stream once a week. Yeah, generally twice a week, but We've been on a bit of a roll this week, which is good. Ray says, I paste OpenAI cookbook content into Claude to improve my existing prompts. Amazing. Yeah, dude, that's a life hack right there. Shout out Ray. Okay. Oh yeah, so Augment Code released this eval where GPT 4.1 surpasses Gemini, but not as good as Claude. I think there was something about this eval I found interesting. Let me have a look at it. If I can. This window manager. You make your evals, then your evals make you. Alright, this is a big... Oh, it's not that big. Okay, so it's a retrieval benchmark. Why doesn't your benchmark don't match? Most existing code retrieval benchmarks optimized for synthetic problems. I think I briefly read this. They were saying there's a bit of a discrepancy between like production and real world tasks versus like SWE-bench or synthetic. So they made a retrieval benchmark, and it seems 4.1 is actually pretty good at it. Whoa, what is this? This is a different image than what I saw. Yeah. That. Lazy has posted an MCP client chatbot, multi-provider AI chatbot powered by MCP. This is great. Just like I said, like these lightweight modules, these lightweight MCP clients, definitely something that I'm super interested in. Actually, this one has a UI, so it didn't seem that lightweight, but it might be nice and polished. What else we got? What's this? freepass.ai. Rahul posted. Oh, it's free? No, this is like a open web UI thing with free Claude Sonnet. Oh shit. Okay. freepass.ai, you might get free Claude Sonnet. That's amazing. I don't know, maybe I've added my model here. I can't remember. Looks free. It's pretty good. Anthropic is adding voice. About time. What's this? Oh, I found this. I haven't tested it, but the idea is pretty cool. It's an MCP, a CLI to install MCP servers into any client. So instead of you manually, you know, messing with the config files, you can just run npx install, you know, whatever MCP into whatever client, and it like writes the files for you or edits the files for you. That's pretty cool. Tamek says, do you believe ChatGPT 03 killed a lot of AI startups? I don't think so. The thing is, like, yes, you're able to do a lot with just running through 03, but the people that actually pay for startups are generally normies or people with a lot of money anyway, that, you know, once they get used to something, they're just going to continue to pay for it as long as it works. Trying something like a different platform is like that layer of friction. They just rather just keep paying. So, and then those startups that have enough momentum doing that thing, they can actually be really good in their specific niche or vertical. That'll be better than just like this, even just like having a nice interface around 03, and they can, you know, integrate 03 and they'll be just as good as ChatGPT 03, but, you know, their interface, they might have like one extra button or one extra feature, or they might have tuned the temperature setting to be like exactly really good for their use case. So yeah, I don't think like it's just a ChatGPT wrapper and OpenAI will kill them with this update is like that true unless like there's no API for it. For instance, like the 04 image generate, the 4.0 image gen and the Studio Ghibli stuff, there's no API for that. So a lot of the Studio Ghibli SaaSes that are using Midjourney are producing worse output. They're still getting a lot of users because a lot of people don't even know better. And then there's really smart people that like automate ChatGPT, even though that's bannable, to, you know, make a SaaS on top of just using the ChatGPT front end without the API. Yeah, there's always ways around it anyway. Have I seen any cursor integrations with game dev? Yeah, I think there's MCP servers for like Unity. And you can install that into Cursor and, you know, do game dev on Unity through Cursor. So yeah, like MCP is really opening up a whole lot of this shit. We got a huge news from local AI. Version 2.28. There's like local AGI. Built-in integrations for Discord. Not really too sure of the capabilities here. But local AI is a great open source local AI framework. So I'm sure it's pretty popular and pretty good. But I haven't tried it either. Yeah. There's rumors that OpenAI's, I don't know if it's rumors anymore, it seems kind of confirmed. OpenAI is in talks with Windsurf to purchase Windsurf for $3 billion. The all hands, I made a video on this yesterday. This is this image, I'm sure this image pissed off a lot of people, including like Augment Code. They're like, yep, you know, we're #1 on the verified Sweetbench, even though like the Sweetbench verified doesn't list them as #1. So are they actually verified? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think Open Hands is like open source and seems pretty honest. So, but I mean, they could have easily just like ran this benchmark themselves and like, yep, that's what we got. So yeah, we're near the state of the art. Whereas in my personal opinion, if you want to be verified, you need to be verified from the source. That does add, okay, this is my other issue. I talked about this briefly yesterday about Sweetbench, is it's a centralized benchmark. And that's one reason why I like the Aider benchmark, is because I guess theoretically with Sweetbench you could do this as well. So I'm a bit conflicted in what I'm about to say here, but essentially what I'm saying is like we need like a easily decentralized benchmarking thing for these agents where anyone can verify the results with just a few commands on their machine. Obviously that's a lot easier said than done, because I think even just running Sweetbench is super expensive, especially if you're trying to get like state-of-the-art performance. It's like hundreds of problems, which will include like hundreds of API calls, millions of tokens probably. So yeah, I think what I'm asking for might not be realistic, but it'd be really cool if it was. Yo, Anest. Wait, is this a different Anest? Maybe the other Anest was different. What am I doing today? I was hoping to eventually do some development on Awaken Ambient. But we've just been looking at news, and I tried Agent Tars. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I've just been going through the links dump, so I haven't gotten around to doing any building, but it's been really cool. We've actually covered a lot of cool news. Yeah. The Abacus team created the benchmark. I think it was LiveBench. Oh, LiveBench is created by Abacus. That's pretty cool. And is that easy to run? I don't know. Like the more I think about it, I'm starting to think like what I want isn't really feasible. WAN by Alibaba just released a 14 billion parameter model for image gen, first and last frame image gen. Oh, this is like the in-between keyframe image generation. Open source Fluid HD image gen, amazing. Instant character, what's this? Personalize any character with stable diffusion. Okay. Let's see if I can find an image for this. Well, let's use one of my Poco J images. So if you guys weren't here last stream, I've made this character because I want to do more like beginner friendly content. So let's see if we can make this guy ride a skateboard. Character is riding a skateboard on rooftops. Oh, we can pick a style. Ghibli style, okay. Let's go none, because I feel like those two were like animes and I haven't. Oh shit, this is one Rahul posted. Is that me? Is that meant to be me? Oh shit, I think that's meant to be me. In Seattle. Oh shit, this is actually pretty good. Look at that, reference. Character, wow. Yeah, and this is free on Hugging Face Spaces. Instant X, instant character, if you guys are interested in creating images while keeping character consistency. Not bad at all. All right, let's see if I went anime style, what would it have done? Or like Ghibli style. I guess it's not going to generate again. What if he, okay, it is. Gemini 2.5 flashes out. Oh, dude, that's actually pretty good as well. Damn, okay. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by that. Instant X, instant character. Okay. Lazy made a quick MCP client with UI. Hell yeah. Shout out Lazy. How many tokens is this, you reckon? Let's go git ingest. This is like a way to see how big a project is. 264,000 tokens. We remove the README. Yeah, it doesn't change. Okay, pretty good. This is pretty sick. A local generate video forever with just 6 gigabytes of VRAM, thanks to FramePack. Super, super cool. Like, all the video gen this year is getting really good. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. And yeah, just running it locally for free, amazing. Super amazing. Oh yeah, and a bit of news from me. I actually got this is my first official benchmark on my LLM benchmarking page. So yeah, a leaderboard.techfriend.net. I've made unofficial Aider polyglot leaderboard benchmarks. And I'm doing this for more like lesser known models or smaller models that, you know, don't get put on the official benchmark. So for instance, the first one I've done, Gemini 1.58b, got 2.7%, and it was pretty much free. I used it on OpenRouter, and yeah, the whole thing cost like 1 cent. So yeah, I don't think the pricing came through properly on the Aider, but yeah, I was checking the OpenRouter backend, and it was like 1 cent. So I didn't even bother updating it because it's essentially free. Yeah, I'm gonna keep testing small models and like obscure models and adding them to this. So if you guys want something to be added to this, yeah, just as I said here, just chuck it through on the Discord. Again, that's leaderboard.techfriend.net. All right. Now, I think we reached the end of the links dump. Yep. What's this? Agent API. Oh yeah, okay, let's quickly mention this too. Someone's made this project a HTTP API for Claude Code, Goose, Ada, and Codex, which is super cool. Having like an API endpoint to be able to call one of those clients like Ada, Cursor, Codex, Claude Code. This really is essential for, I mean, like API or MCP, for like orchestrators to work. Like imagine an orchestrator that could, you know, give one task to Ada, one task to Goose, and like take the results from both, and you know, AI coding orchestrator. Yeah, that's the vision. I think I'm gonna leave the stream here. We're gonna play AI coding orchestrator song, and we're gonna go home. I mean, I'm already home, but we're gonna turn off stream. Appreciate everyone for coming through. I'll see y'all next stream. Peace.